Hello. For these 2 days of my life, I'm gonna go on a big adventure, and you're welcome to join me. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go sleep on that mountain. We're gonna go up over there on the shoulder where the forest ends and camp there. And then we're going to hike about a marathon, 26 miles. Right now we're on the south side of the mountain, or southwest side. But I'm gonna leave my mountain bike here, or close to here, just up the road, where the trail ends. And then we're gonna drive all the way to the north end, and then start hiking today, camp overnight, and then come down here tomorrow and then ride the bicycle back to the car. Epic adventure. So we better get started. Well, we got to the end of the trailhead, so I'm gonna take out my bicycle and lock it to a tree because this is where we're gonna end up tomorrow. Well, we got the bike secured, and now we're gonna head to the north end of Mount Adams. That's the volcano that we're gonna camp on. It's not a bad dirt road. I've been on really bad dirt roads where there's tons of potholes. You can't go more than like 5 miles an hour or less. This one's pretty good. Well, we're at the trailhead. I'll show you. Well, it's not quite the trailhead. The trailhead's that way, but the road is just really too rough. Like this is nice road, but like it's about a quarter mile that way, and it's just way too rough. I went down the road a little bit, and I decided to turn around and just park here, and we'll just hike a little bit more. So this is the pre-hike meal. Got some homemade basil pesto, cherry tomatoes. We ran out of pine nuts, so we made it with cashew nuts instead. And I got a banana. Well, I'm gonna fuel up, and then we're gonna get started. I'll message my wife that I'm getting started, that I'm doing well. Car made it here okay. We'll just make sure that all the tires look good. Yeah, all the tires look good. I think we're in business. Well, I almost forgot one of the most important things: bug spray. Well, I don't use that DEET stuff because that stuff literally melts plastic. It can't be good for me. But what I use is picaridin, which is derived from like a chili pepper, I believe. I would say it works. It works all right. But sometimes I go to a place where the mosquitoes are just so hungry, so very hungry that it doesn't work. and I just get bitten a whole bunch. So I heard that here, I'm just gonna put this in the car. I heard that right now here, the mosquitoes are actually very, very, very hungry, and they're out. So I brought an extra protection. I brought I forget what it's called. It's this thing that burns some kind of scent that the mosquitoes don't like. Now we're in business. Got my GPS synced to the route I had planned on my phone. So we have 10.4 miles to go. It's, let's see, it is 2:15. We got 10 miles. Well, we'll just round it up to 11. 11 miles to go. Oh, because I do have to make it a quarter mile to the trail. So yeah, it's gonna be 11. So we got 11 miles to go. It's 2:15. It did take a long time to drive down here, and then I had to drop the bike off and then drive to the start. So a little bit of a late start. Sunset's probably around 9 o'clock. So I want to be to camp before dark. So that gives me just under 7 hours. And a good, so if you're ever trying to budget time, a good rule of thumb is it's average pace, if you don't have snow, is about 2 miles per hour. That's like, walking briskly but not fast. This is backpacking, like through uneven terrain. If you're walking on a road, you can walk 3 miles per hour, or if you're really fast, 3.5 or faster. But on a mountain road, I think, or a mountain path, 2 miles per hour is pretty average. If there's snow, depending on how tricky it is, it can be as slow as 1 mile per hour if you're sinking into the snow. It's called post-holing. But I don't think we'll see much snow until the very end where we're camping. I think there is still some snow up there because we're going to be going up to, I think, 7,000 feet elevation. The mountain, the volcano, is 12,000 feet tall, or over 12,000 feet tall. So I did bring my poles. You can see my poles sticking up there, and I brought some micro spikes to give my feet a little bit more traction should we encounter a lot of snow at the very end. But I think we'll be all right. I just bring it just in case. My right leg still a tiny bit sore from last week where I hurt it going on that really long hike. So I let it heal over the weekend. It's just a tiny bit sore, so I'm gonna just be mindful of my leg, keep track of how it's feeling, and hopefully have a good time. Let's see here. Yeah, there's definitely some man-made objects here. Yeah, looks like trail goes that way, and yes, the trail. Okay, here we are. here we are, starting 10.4 miles. If we go at 2 miles per hour, which I think we'll go a little bit faster, although we are going to go uphill. I think we're at like 4,000 feet elevation, or maybe 3,000, but we got to go up 3,000 more to somewhere between 6,000 and 7,000 feet elevation, over 10 miles. So going uphill is a little bit slower. But the nice thing about that is that tomorrow we have 15 miles to do, but it's all downhill, right? Most of it. It's really pretty here. I'll show you this path. This path just goes through the woods. So pretty with the sunlight and the shadows and these purple lupine flowers. These are big lupines. I think they're actually called big lupines. Oh, they're beautiful. Beautiful purple flowers. It almost looks fake. Like how perfectly oriented the flowers are in a circle. One thing I forgot to do. Oh, here's some pink flowers. Those are pretty. One thing I forgot to do, I always do at the beginning, is I tell the mountain that I'm here. Hi mountain, I'm here. Gooby, I'm here. I'm alive and I'm here to spend time with you. You're alive too, and I'm happy to be here. Please. There's a little froggy here. Hi froggy. You may not be able to see. Oh, there he is. There he is. I wonder where the froggy came from, because it's very dry over here. Yeah, mountain, I'm here, and ask you for safe passage. Thanks for being alive. I love you and I respect you. That's what I always say at the beginning of a hike, because I am traveling through other beings' homes. All these trees, like the froggy that we just saw. I just already got bit by a mosquito on my elbow. Mosquito's home. I'm traveling through their home, through the mountain's home. So I'm a guest. So I like to announce that I'm here, who I am, and what my intentions are. My intentions are to see your beauty, all you living things, and mountains, and water, and rocks, glaciers. That's my intention. And to share it with the world, with other humans. Now, I did learn a little bit about Mount Adams. Mount Adams, also known as Pahto, which is the Native American name for it. It's the second tallest stratovolcano of several in Washington. It's one of the most isolated. There's only some forest roads that kind of come up kind of near the mountain, but you still have to hike several miles to get to the actual mountain. It's not like Mount Rainier, where there's Paradise, which is it's kind of like a little town. Well, it's really like a national park infrastructure with the restrooms and parking lot and park rangers and stuff. And that's like already like halfway up the mountains at 5,000 feet elevation. No, actually that's only a third of the way up. Wow. Mount Rainier is much taller, but apparently Mount Adams is bigger volume wise than Mount Rainier. Not sure how they calculate that, but Mount Adams is one of the biggest stratovolcanos. It's only second to Mount Shasta in terms of volume. It is 500,000 years old. Holy moly. Modern humans came into being around 300,000 years ago. So this mountain is older, but not that much older. It's older than modern humans. And it's been ground down actually twice in its history from glaciers. So the last glacier ice age, the glaciers ground down the mountain to 8,000 feet. The glaciers lopped off the top third of the mountain. But about 10,000 years ago, which is when humans started this type of agriculture, totalitarian agriculture, in various places like the Middle East, Egypt, China, India. Around that time, Mount Adams was erupting again, and it's made its current shape with a peak at 12,000, I think 200 feet elevation. Now it's still being eroded by some glaciers, but most of the glaciers have melted away from the ice age. But we'll see some glaciers that remain on the mountain tonight if we can get to that campsite in time. Here's a little patch of bear grass. Really beautiful orange flowers. You can see this is the actual leaves of the bear grass. They're very fibrous. I read that that Native Americans make baskets out of bear grass. Here are some interesting flowers from a bush. They almost look like foxglove, but they're not coming from a plant that looks like foxglove. They kind of have a similar flower. Oh look, there's a butterfly on this lupine. The flowers fell off and there's bean pods now. Lupini beans. I still don't know whether I can eat the lupini beans here. I looked really hard online, but I can look harder, I guess. But I still don't know whether these beans are safe to eat. I know that you have to soak them because I think they have alkaloids. I think it's what they have, and so you can soak them in water, but I'm not sure if I can eat these ones. I will find out one of these days, because there's a ton of lupini beans or lupine beans around here. I see them regularly. I'm mainly just walking in the forest, looking at the flowers, looking at all these different kinds of conifers. Let's see, even just right here, I'm still learning. I don't know very much about conifers. I don't know what kind of pine this is. It looks like some kind of big pine, and then there's some kind of fir of some sort here. That looks like the pine that we were just looking at earlier. And then and there's another fir tree there. I read that there's a conifer that lives over here called western hemlock that has some interesting foraging purposes. If you are in emergency need of food, you can strip the bark, a section of bark, and then eat the cork that's right underneath the bark. You can even pound it out and make a bread out of it. It's readily edible, but that hurts the tree. Now those are evergreens, so if it's the winter time and you can't find food, now I know two emergency foods. One is the sword fern. You can dig up the sword fern and then roast the rhizomes that are underneath. They look like little balls. Or you can find a western hemlock and strip the bark and eat the cork underneath the bark. But I don't think I'll be doing that at any time. But it's good to know at least that there's some emergency options available. Here I'm coming to a Forest Service road. This one looks nicely maintained gravel. It might even be paved. I think it's actually paved. I might try to take that one back home when I'm done. Okay, we'll be coming up to some lava fields. I'll show you when we get there. I'm happy being alive. Being a human just has like a lot of parts to being alive. There's so many feelings and experiences. I don't think I always was happy to be alive. I'm just happy to be able to walk around, sniff clean air. This here has, I think, a lot of oxygen because of all the plants around. And I can smell them too. The air smells really yummy. I mean, not like I would eat it, just like I just want to keep smelling it. Here's the path that I'm looking at as I walk. I can feel the sunlight alternate with shadows. I get warm, and then I get cool, and then I have this breeze cooling me off, and there's pretty flowers at different stages. Some have wilted, some are still blooming, like these guys. Oh, there's a pretty orange one. I know butterflies like this one. Speaking of a butterfly, there's one right there. I'm happy that I can see these things. Like, here's a little wasp or hornet or something busy on this this flower. This very pink flower. It looks kind of like Doobie's pink donut fabric. There's like a ton of orange flowers here and a bunch of flying insects. So I didn't know until I made the last video that flowering plants are actually a very recent development. I guess because they need flying insects, flying animals to pollinate them. But I didn't realize that flowers are evolutionarily, oh, that's a long word. That's unnecessarily long. In evolution, the flowering plant is relatively recent. I think older than we are. We are very, very recent. Yeah, humans, I mean. Modern humans. Okay, we have some of the first signs that we are on the flanks of a volcano. Just gonna put my sunglasses away. If I can manage it. Okay. Okay, got my sunglasses away. Check this out. That is igneous rock. It's got bubbles in it. It's dark. That was lava. Cool. I'm walking on soil that's laid on top of lava rock. The soil is made from decomposed plant matter mixed with weathered rock. So there's kind of like this sandy substance mixed with all this like leaf litter. And occasionally I see some volcanic rock sticking out of the ground where I'm walking. But you can definitely see a whole bunch over there. And over there. Ah, here's some close up. See how like dimpled and irregular the surface is? It's not smooth. Like you can, if you rubbed on it, you get an abrasion really quick. I think pumice stone that can be used to smooth down the skin, I think is an igneous rock. It's porous, like these guys. Oh, you can see a little glimpse of Mount Adams right there. These rocks came from probably Mount Adams. The lava from the vents. Mount Adams has many vents, particularly at the top. That's why it looks kind of flat. We'll get a better view tonight, or this evening. The top is kind of flat, and it's because there are multiple vents up there. So there's some Native American legends about why Pahto, Mount Adams, is flat on top, and most of it has to do with Pahto fighting with Mount Hood. I don't know what the Native American name for Mount Hood is, but Mount Hood's on the other, across the Columbia River. It's another stratovolcano. We might be able to see it from Mount Adams. But they apparently were fighting over Mount St. Helens. Mount St. Helens erupted, but recently. But apparently, she was so beautiful that Pahto and Mount Hood were fighting over her and slinging fire and rocks at each other. In fact, there is a place called Bridge of the Gods here at Cascade Locks, where part of the mountainside, you can see Pahto. Beautiful. Where part of the mountainside slid into the river and dammed it up and created a land bridge. the land bridge eventually gave way, but Native Americans found the land bridge, and they said that only gods could have made that. And they said it was because Pahto and Mount Hood were fighting over Mount St. Helens. Well, part of the legend is that the gods got tired of Pahto and Mount Hood fighting and punished them, and that's why Mount Adams' head is kind of bowed down like this. Also, there's another alternate take to that story where Mount Adams had his head lopped off, or Pahto had his head lopped off because he was just being insolent, fighting with Mount Hood. So there's a couple legends about why the mountain is shaped that way, but scientifically it's because there's multiple lava vents around the perimeter of the top. Here's a cool feature. So this big pile of rocks, lava, has a spring coming out of it. It's a lava spring. Look how crystal clear this water is. Wow, that is gorgeous. The water literally is just coming out of the mountain here. Let's see if we can get closer to its source. So a spring is like a stream that emerges from the side of the mountain. Like this. You can see it emerges right here. Come in here. Wow, amazing. That water probably tastes really good. I've still got a good amount of water, so I'm not going to fill up here because I don't want to have to carry it. I'm going to start going uphill now. But I bet that one tastes really good. I find that the best tasting water that I've come across has been water that's filtered through rocks but is close to a glacier. Some glacier runoff has a lot of silt in it because the glaciers grind up the rock into little tiny pieces that float in the water. But if that water filters through a bunch of other big rocks, it becomes crystal clear like that. Like that lava spring that we just passed. That's the best tasting water. Well, we should be seeing some streams as we get closer to the campsite, and I will fill up water there. I have to strategize my water situation. I usually carry 1 liter at a time unless I know that I'm not going to run across a stream in 7 or 8 miles. So I drank half of it already. So I have half a liter, and we have 6.4 miles to our campsite, and I know for sure that I have to cross a couple streams. Now, the question mark is, will they have too much silt to filter? Will they clog up my filter and I won't have water? That's a question. But I know, like, I could always come back here, but I'd have to walk back 6 miles. I have to backtrack 6 miles. That's some clean water. According to the map, there's a lake that has good water along here somewhere. We'll see it. So I'm not too worried. Even though I only have half a liter right now. It's gonna be all right. But that's just some of the things that I think about when I'm walking. How much water do I have? Am I dehydrated? Did I drink too much water? How hot is it? Am I sweating a lot? How much farther do I have to go? Do the streams look dried up? Or are they flowing? Literally just a few minutes after I was saying there's probably going to be some streams, I hear some water just raging down the mountain. Can you hear that too? It's on that side. I can't see it though. I have a feeling we're gonna cross it. Now, thinking about having enough water reminds me of a YouTube video that I saw yesterday. I can't remember the guy's name. I want to say it's Hank Green, but I might be misremembering his name. But he has, someone on his channel recommended I check out his video on fish and how life evolved to walk on land. And this guy, I think his name was Hank, had a very informative and entertaining video where he talked about all the adaptations that fish had to go to be able to live on land. Like having lungs, having eyes that can see in air instead of water because the refractive index is different. The little dipper bird, or American dipper bird, that one can see both in water and air. Ooh, I'm hearing water. Oh, you know, look at that water. Maybe I should have filled up at the other place. That's got a lot of silt in it. I'll take my chances. Maybe there's a stream that has a little bit more of the silt filtered out. Now this is unusual. I usually don't see pink around here, but I think they're saying do not cross there. Yeah, that looks really deep and fast. That looks dangerous. Oh, there's also tape here too. Oh crap, the bridge went out. Oh shoot. What the heck am I gonna do now? The sign says foot traffic only. Well, crap. Huh. Gosh. I don't want to get swept away here. Okay, so I'm sliding down on my butt. Carefully. And then I've got to get up. That sound effect was necessary to get across. I would not have gotten across without that sound, just so you know. We've come upon another stream crossing, but luckily this bridge is intact. We are in luck. Whoa. That water looks very clear. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have some good refill options coming up. Oh, it looks like somebody's down there maybe. See their pack. See? There's the pack. Their shoes are down there. They might even be like bathing or something. I'll let them do their thing. Yeah. I'll keep going. I still got enough water to make it a couple more streams. I just don't want to have to like I want to fill up close to camp. That way I don't have to like carry the weight of the water unnecessarily. It's always like a hi. You can come on through. Sure. Yeah, that's fine. You're welcome. Oh. Hi. Yeah. Take care. Take care. Enjoy. They sound European. Lots of interesting people on the trail. It's always kind of like a calculated gamble. It's like, do I have enough water to not get dehydrated? Will there be a water source when I need it? What if there's not? Then I'll go thirsty for a little bit or a long time. But in Washington state where I am, at least on the western side of the state, we're blessed with a lot of rainfall, lots of water, lots of mountain streams. On the east side of the state, it's in the rain shadow of the Cascade Mountains, so it's dry. It's really dry and dusty. So you gotta be a little bit more careful if you're on the east side of the state in those mountains. I haven't actually hiked in those mountains. That's like getting closer to Idaho and the same, like the Rockies. But I've only done here in the Cascades. It's so beautiful. There's an interesting patch of mushrooms here. I don't know exactly what kind they are. Just trying to flip up one of them so I can see. It's gilled. Brown, the little dimple in the middle. There's a whole bunch of them over here. They got kind of like a dark ring. What else can I decipher from this one? Looks like the gills don't attach to the stem. What kind of trees are we next to? We're next to some kind of conifer. Maybe Douglas firs? Let's see if we can find the pine cones. I don't see any cones around here. Mushrooms are so hard to identify. Well, some of them, but like brown gilled small mushrooms. Yeah, that's gonna be hard. I know there's some that like, oh, here's a pretty stream. Nice clear water. That's a bug to melt though. Yeah, it's not as clear here. There's a mushroom called like honey cap, or oh gosh, I haven't been to the mushroom society meeting, so and since the winter time, so my mushroom knowledge has really stagnated and I've lost it. But I know that there's one called a honey something, and I think it's that one, and it's super invasive. So like, if you bring it, it's edible. Apparently it tastes pretty good. But if you bring it home, you got to be like extra careful not to spread any of the spores in your yard, because they're an invasive species and they are very aggressive, and it's like impossible to get rid of once they take root. Well, I guess they've got mycelial networks, but I think it's honey something. I'll have to look it up when I go home. But I was wondering if those were that mushroom, but I don't know. There's so much to learn about plants and what is edible and what's dangerous to eat. I haven't seen much for berries here. I haven't seen any berries. But these are, I think huckleberry bushes. The reason why I say, well, no, they're kind of bigger leaves than I recognize, but there's a little berry, but it's not ripe yet. This is a little different than the reason why I say I think they're huckleberries is because they've got the green stem that comes from the brown stem here, and they got kind of like oval shaped leaves, and those berries kind of look like huckleberries. They're just not ripe yet. I'll see if I come across some that are ripe, but I'm headed uphill, so I'm headed to a higher elevation, so that means that the berries at the higher elevation will be behind these berries. They ripen later, so yeah, I was hoping to eat some berries today, but I have some blueberries in my pack. But I was hoping to eat some wild berries. Salmonberry has fruited, and blackberry is fruiting where I live. I had some yesterday, wild blackberry. I've had both the native and the invasive one. The native one is the Pacific or the California blackberry, or also called trailing blackberry. It has smaller blackberries. They're really good. They taste like candy gummies, really. Oh, they're just so yummy. And then there's the really, really, really big blackberries from the Himalayan blackberry that's invasive. That one is also fruiting right now. It's not quite ripe yet, but there's a couple berries that were ripe. I picked one yesterday and it tasted pretty good. But I don't see any blackberry here. I saw some strawberry back there, but I didn't see any fruit on it. I'll keep my eye out for both berries and mushrooms. Oh, look at this. Oh, that's an interesting fungus. It looks like it's got tubes all over it. Huh. Whoa. What is that? Okay. I will look it up when I go home. It looks like a cauliflower almost. Interesting. Interesting. Fungi are so varied. They are fascinating creatures. You know, fungi are closer to us than they are plants. They breathe like we do. I always find that fact very interesting. They can communicate across vast mycelial networks like neurons do, with electrical impulses. And some fungi are like miles big, like many miles big, because their network of fungal connections, the mycelial network, is underground. And there's some organisms that are like literally span multiple square miles. And it's just talking, it's talking. It's talking with all the trees, talking with other fungi. Life's really cool. I'm just a walking fish. I don't know if I finished that. I was talking about, I think it's Hank Green. I might have got the name wrong. I made that YouTube video about all the things that fish had to do to start to live on land. And it's just really fascinating. The most interesting to Hank, I think his name was Hank, was that we have skin. We have skin that holds the water in. So we essentially brought the ocean with us. You know, our blood and our serum, our interstitial fluid, that means the fluid in between the cells, is salt water. We essentially brought the ocean with us in our body. It's not at the same salt level as the ocean, but it is salt water. And our skin is like a waterproof, pretty much waterproof layer, except it lets out sweat, for humans at least. I thought it's kind of a funny thing to think about us as fish walking around. I'm just a big fish with 30 trillion cells. I'm like a big squishy fish walking around on my hind limbs and holding a camera with my front fins and making sounds with my voice. Warp, 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 warp. I'm a fish walking and holding a camera. I'm a fish walking up a mountain. Now, that's pretty crazy. And I'm carrying the ocean with me in my body. Wow. I might have miscalculated the water. That's the last of my water. And I haven't seen a stream in the last several miles. The last like 5 miles. It's just been this dry, sandy soil. No stream crossings after those first couple streams, like the one with the broken bridge and the one with the intact bridge. According to the map, there are some little tiny lakes up here. So I hope that the water is okay in those lakes. I mean, I filter everything. But I was kind of expecting to see some more streams down the mountains every couple miles. I guess we'll just have to find out. So far we've gone 8 miles. We have 2.5 left. Not including any detours I need to make to get some water. The gamble paid off. It's only been maybe half a mile since the last clip I made where I used up my last water. And look, water. And there's a mountain up there. So we're gonna go down, get some water. We're only like, I'd probably say we're only like 2.5 miles away from the campsite. That's good news. So I'm going to actually carry some extra water because there is no water at the campsite. So I'm gonna fill up these water bottles, drink some, and then fill up the bag a little bit more so that I can I'm just gonna carry the extra water up there so that I have water for tonight and tomorrow morning. and enough water to like wash my hands and brush my teeth and stuff like that. Take out my contacts. There's some weird things moving in the water. There's something right here that's moving. What is that? It looks like some kind of bug made like a shell. It's made a shell of like pine needles and stuff around. It's like it's made itself like an armored jacket. And it's an aquatic bug. Interesting. Okay. Thermacell, that's the name of this mosquito repellent thing. I haven't turned it on yet, but I will once we get to camp. Right now, I'm just focused on getting water and then getting moving again so that mosquitoes don't get me. So this is that's my setup. It's just these 2 water bags. They're 2-liter bags. They're called Knock Outdoors. The blue one's clean, and then the orange one is dirty. So it's really easy if there's a stream. I just like hold out the bag and it just fills up. But when there's water like this, I gotta be careful not to stir up too much dirt. So I'm gonna just like step. I'll just step right here. Step here. I don't want to stir up too much sediment. I just want the water. Yeah, it's a little tricky, especially in shallow pond like this. Well, that was pretty good. Didn't quite fill it up, but that's okay. And then I can let that sediment settle while I filter this stuff out. There we go. I'd say I probably got good, maybe 1.2 liters or something. Sure is pretty out here. There's a dragonfly. Oh, look, there's dragonfly right there. Oh, shit. Oh, how did that happen? Guess I didn't screw it on very tight. Turn this side of here so you can see the sun glistening off the water. You see the water striders. There's some kind of flying insect skimming the surface of the water. There's a whole ecosystem on the surface of the water. I forget the name of what that ecosystem is called, but it's like there's a whole ecosystem that lives on the surface of the water. That includes water striders and those flying insects. And microbial life that lives at the interface of the water and the atmosphere. Well, I got enough to fill the 2 water bottles. Let's find out. I lost this silicone O-ring on my last hike, so I had to buy a new lid, unfortunately. I wanted to just buy the silicone O-ring, but they didn't have that for sale. They only had the whole lid. So I had to buy a whole new lid. I thought that was kind of wasteful. Why don't they just sell the silicone O-ring? I worked hard for this water, so I don't want to spill it. Yay! I have water. Let's see what it tastes like. Tastes good. There's no off flavors or anything. H2O. Well, that water came at the cost of several mosquito bites. Some on my cheek. I think my cheek is a little swollen now. Yeah, I think they bit me like a couple times here, and then several times through my shirt, like on my forearms and elbows, and I think on my butt. These mosquitoes are hungry, but I needed that water, so it's a give and take. I take some water from this area, but I give some of my blood to its inhabitants. Some of the blood and sugar and protein from my body goes to these mosquitoes. Oops, whoops, oh, this is how I got my poles knocked loose last time. Let's see, are they still attached? I think they are. Yeah. Well, the swelling will go down. Yeah. I can't really see, but it's just part of being alive. Part of being alive and living out here in the Pacific Northwest and surviving as a human. Even though I have bug spray sprayed all over myself, I probably have like I would guess at least 10 bug bites right now. A couple on my face, the rest of them on my forearms. I wear, even though it's hot today, I wear long pants. These are the pants I wear. I wear long pants. They don't seem to be able to bite me through them. I think the GoPro ran out of battery. Well, I was saying that I don't think they can bite me through the pants. I think they try, but I haven't really felt any big bug bites unless they try to go for my ankles. And I wear 2 shirts, a short sleeve shirt inside. They don't seem to be able to bite through both my outer shirt and my inner shirt, even though they're both very thin. Something about, I think, having 2 layers causes a shear that they don't like on their nose or their mouth. But on my forearms it's just 1 layer, and they get through that, unfortunately. But It's okay. I'll survive. Wow, it's quite swollen. Well, now all we have left is to make it to camp. Now you can see the sun is way up there, so we've got a couple hours of light left, and I think we're only 2 miles away, although it is uphill. Let's see here. Yeah, we got 2.2 miles, and we got to go uphill quite a bit because I chose this campsite because it's got a view of the mountain, whereas here I've only gotten glimpses of the mountain, but I'm mostly seeing forest, so I think it'll be worth the extra climbing to get up there. I'll see you up there. This is a beautiful little waterfall rippling down the stone. Goes down. Oh, there's people camping over there. Let's see what it looks like up here. Oh, someone built a bridge here. Oh, this thing feeds into that. Oh, here's the upper view. That's pretty. I made it up here. It was a tough climb, that last mile, for a couple of reasons. It was like super steep. I had to use my poles. You can see this view. There's Mount Rainier. And then there's Goat Rocks over there. My car, there's a little cinder cone, a little mini volcano. That's called Potato Hill. My car is actually past that, so I walked from past that little mini volcano up here, and just gonna set up tent. Mosquitoes are trying to eat me alive. I don't know how many times I've been bitten, so I'm gonna set up the tent and then set it up so that I can just admire this beautiful mountain. I've been hearing glacier cracking of the ice. So I'm going to get things set up so I don't get continuously bitten by mosquitoes. Yeah, and then I'll have some dinner and watch the sunset off of the mountain. Well, I'm in the safety of the tent. The mosquitoes are outside. I don't know if that thermocell actually worked because I don't think it did. I had it going, and these mosquitoes were still kind of swarming. It might work better if this was like a closed tent, like I had the rain fly on. But I mean, once you're inside the tent, you don't need a thermocell anymore. And when I was outside, those mosquitoes didn't seem to be bothered by the thermocell. It's an interesting experiment. I mean, it's not that heavy to carry. It's just this little device. I put it outside because it's very hot. It's just this little device. I think it only weighs like 11 ounces or something. I just got some sand on my sleeping pad. But yeah, I think what I need is like I need to either like wear two shirts, like two long sleeve shirts. Yeah, I think I need to do that. I need long sleeves because the mosquitoes rarely bite through two layers of shirts, even though if they're very thin. But yeah, they definitely bite through one. An alternative is I could wear my raincoat, but it's not very breathable. I think I'm just gonna like wear two of these hoodie shirts. I think that is the solution. These hoodie shirts have these little cool thumb holes so that it covers up most of the hand too. Not only does it protect me from the sun, but also a little bit from the mosquitoes. Well, I texted my wife. I let her know that I'm alive, and the text also shows her where I am. So that's kind of cool. So she can know exactly where I am. I miss her. I miss my doggy, Doobie. Let's see what we got for a meal. Well, we got some blueberries. Food tastes really good after you've been hiking all day. Well, this is all I have for today, for this evening, and then also for breakfast and lunch. I should be able to get back to the car by after lunchtime. So I got to kind of portion this for 2 more meals. Boy, am I glad I brought those poles. Those poles, they're collapsible, so I can store them away if I'm not using them. But man, am I glad I brought that. Holy moly! That last mile was intense. It was like 1,000 feet in 1 mile. So here I have cashews, pistachios, and pumpkin seeds. Oh. Oh. This might be my favorite trail mix. Oh my gosh. Pistachio, cashew, and pumpkin seeds. Who knew that this was such a good combo? Oh. I've never seen this combo before. I'm gonna name it the Gooby Mix. Pistachios, pumpkin seeds, and cashews. Now, the 2 of them are not salted. The pumpkin seeds and pistachios are not salted and not roasted. The cashews are lightly salted. Yeah, just a very thin coating of salt. And I think that that is actually perfect for when I'm out here. I usually like to just titrate the salt myself, but I found that if I got dehydrated, I kind of was behind the 8 ball, and then I would eat too much salt to like try to get rehydrated, and I think that caused all sorts of problems last week. I think that contributed to me hurting my my leg, my right leg. When I started the last mile climb, my right leg started to hurt a little bit. And I was like, uh-oh. So I broke out the poles, and the poles, they take quite a bit of load off of the muscles, the stabilizing muscles of the legs. This one, really good. Highly recommend. I just made it myself. I made it this morning. I literally just put cashews, pistachios, and pumpkin seeds in there, and they were all separated, but in the process of the hike, they mixed up. Because when I put them together this morning, there were 3 separate layers. The other good thing about this mix is that they're all kind of the same size. Because if you have something like sunflower seeds, they're gonna like sink to the bottom, and all the bigger ones are gonna rise to the top. Or if you have like macadamia nuts, they're gonna rise to the top because they're just so big. I don't know why that happens, but that's like some physics or something. Maybe buoyancy, yeah, not sure. But if you have like large objects and small objects and you shake them up, the large objects will float to the top, like if they're of similar density. Yeah. Wow. This is a really good find. Oh man. If I added just a little bit of cranberries, maybe. Oh, there's some cracking from the glacier. I don't know if you can hear that on the camera. That's the glacier moving. See that big white thing in the middle of the mountain is a huge glacier. It's Adams Glacier. It's a frozen waterfall. It's a frozen river. It's alive. It's moving. I hear it moving. It's probably moving too slow for me to see, but I can hear big cracks in it. I hope that you can hear it in the camera, but it's probably pretty quiet. You might have to have headphones on. I'll mention it next time I hear it. There's the hummingbird. It's on an orange flower straight ahead. I thought I heard a hummingbird. This one's very loud. Oh, there it is. Oh, you can hear it chirping. Cool. can't see it anymore. Hey, it's getting dark pretty fast. Still a lot of mosquitoes, so I got my bug net on. What I'm doing here is I'm sealing all my food, anything that's got a smell, like sunscreen or toothpaste. I'm sealing it in an odor-proof bag in here, and I got a little clip. It's a reusable clip. It's a yellow clip. And I'm putting it in the bear safe bag. And I've got a quick release way of tying this. So I got it. This is called an Ursac. It's a little tricky, but it's not that bad. So what you do is you tie a surgeon's knot, which is you essentially just go twice. And then it's good to let it lay flat. Tie it really tight, and then make sure that there's no place like a little mouse can get in there. And then find a suitable tree. This one looks pretty good. If I can get over these branches. This one you can just see videos online about how to do this, but you just make a little loop, and then you feed the knot through. You're not going to be able to see it very well from there, but it's nothing too special. And then I use the carabiner to do a quick release thing. I just cinch it down, make sure that looks okay. That looks okay, and then I test it, make sure that it'll hold. Yep, it'll hold. I've secured my food from bears and other critters. All right, it is evening time. Oh, the sun is lighting up the mountain in this orangish pink. Wow, incredible. Wow, look at that color. I got my glasses on. Whoa, you can see the sun going up the mountain because it's going over the horizon and the mountain's so tall. That's what's called alpenglow, because the alpine glows. Well, we're gonna enjoy this together, but I'm gonna have my mosquito protection on. Oh, it's blocking the view. There you go. This is like a reverse sunset. Very cool. This is a volcano. I'm sleeping on a volcano tonight. I just started thinking of that rap song, I'm on a boat, but I'm on a volcano. Sure is a funny shaped mountain. whiskey rye suggested that we climb it one day. You can climb it from the south side. Maybe one day. Maybe. I like it down here. I like it down here with all the plants. Look at these beautiful white flowers. And these trees and those hummingbirds. Oh, here's the view from the cliff. You can see the Goat Rocks over there. Let's see if we can see Mount Rainier. Not sure if we can from here. Oh yeah, sure, you can. Right there. Let's see if I can get a better view for you without tripping. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah. There's Mount Rainier. There's a view that most people from Seattle don't get to see, because we always see the direct opposite. This is the southeast side of Mount Rainier, and the beautiful mountains, and Pahto with the sun on the peak. Beautiful. So pretty. Wow. I am a lucky human to be able to experience this. I'm glad I came out here. I was thinking that maybe this would be a bad idea with the mosquitoes and my leg. My leg wasn't 100% healed up. 100% worth it. Even if I limp back to the bicycle and I ride the bicycle with the hurting leg, it's not gonna happen that way, because my leg is actually working fine, and I brought those poles. Such a great idea. The mosquitoes are trying to suck blood from the GoPro. Yeah, you're not gonna get any blood there, buddy. Well, those mosquitoes are no joke. They took a lot of blood from me today. That's okay. I gave blood to this mountain. Oh, thank you for letting me be here. Well, it is time to go to bed. I'll see you in the morning. Oh, the mountain said good night. Okay, see you when I wake up. Good morning. It was really windy last night. It seemed like when the heat from the sun went away, I think there was like a really big gradient of temperature from the mountain heights up here to the heat retained in the land down at a lower elevation. So it got really windy, even though there's no clouds. Here's can see the moon. Oh, I could see the Milky Way last night. That was pretty cool. Actually, I saw the moon rise from over there. And the sun's rising from over there. No. Oh, it's time to wake up. It's 5:30 in the morning. I had a decent night's rest for, relatively speaking, for sleeping outside. Especially on a ridge. I'm up at like 7,000 feet elevation. This is alright. Oops. There we go. It's pretty calm this morning. Wow. The sun is just glinting off the top of the mountain. That was beautiful. I'm looking around to see if there's any mosquitoes. I think this is the perfect time to... Oh, there's one. There's one right there. But that's a lot better than last night when there was like 10 or 20 of them hanging out. This is my chance. I'm gonna get everything packed up and start moving. I usually don't eat breakfast until I've walked at least a couple miles. Alright, so game plan is pack up, get down this really steep portion, get back on the main trail before the mosquitoes wake up. Yeah. There's the sunrise. Beautiful. Still got some water left. Now, all you need to do is get the food bag. We are good to go. Oh, my legs feel pretty good. Let's see if any animals went after this bag last night. It doesn't look like it. I'll show you how easy this thing is to undo. Literally just undo the carabiner. Now that the carabiner's undone, boom, that's it. And inspect it for little rodent holes. Nope, no critter holes. Success. And a beautiful sunrise over the valley. Well, we'll get a better view of the valley as we descend here. But I want to see if we can see Mount Rainier. Oh, you can see the sunrise on Mount Rainier. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna get my pack on and start down this very deep, steep descent. I'll show you parts of it, but I have to use both my poles to make it down this descent, but I'll show you part of it. Well, goodbye Mount Adams. That was a lovely stay. Now we go down this steep, I guess a glacier used to go through here. There's a little bit of snow too. Yesterday I was coming through here last night. I was getting hounded by a gang of about 20 mosquitoes, and I was using both my poles, so I didn't film that. But only a couple mosquitoes are awake right now, so I'm proceeding at a much more leisurely pace. But here's the path, and it goes along this cliff edge here. You can see the little mini volcano in the distance there, a little rounded cinder cone, and that's where we had the car parked. But we're not going back that way today, not just yet. I mean, we will eventually. We're gonna go to the southwest of the mountain where the bicycle is. The trees end around here, and there's only these little short, I think they're called alpine firs up here. There's still these orange flowers and blue ones, and there was a hummingbird that was here yesterday. And a couple other kinds of birds, but I don't know what kind they were. I heard something digging next to my tent, so there was some kind of rodent too, but I couldn't see it. I could just hear it. I did not hear any big creatures, nor did I see any tracks of big creatures. It might be too high for like deer and bear. It's an interesting question. I don't think mountain goats live on this mountain. I think they live over there though, on the ridgeline that's ahead. That's a beautiful ridgeline. I've been there before. That's called Goat Rocks. That's a really pretty place. It's near Mount Rainier. Here I come to the cliff edge. Actually, yesterday I had gone around the cliff edge. I went up that way and then came back down. But let's see what the path looks like. I didn't want to try going down this path yesterday evening when I was tired and being chased by a hungry horde of mosquitoes. Oh, beautiful snowfields. Wow, that is pretty. I mean, this whole area was covered in glaciers 10,000 years ago. That's not that long ago. And this mountain was carved down to 2/3 its height by glaciers twice in its lifetime. Okay, now let's be careful going down. Yeah, this is why I didn't come this way. I mean, it's just a little sketchy here. Yeah. Especially doing it one-handed with only one pole. Look at my feet here. I'm using my elbows, and that's not too bad. It's not too bad. It looks worse than it actually is. But my body's feeling pretty good this morning. I feel like I can easily do, I think it's like 15 miles that we got to get to the bicycle. And then I looked it up, it's 22 miles by bicycle back to over there. That's the cinder cone I'm talking about over there. That's where the car is. So I'm gonna negotiate my way down here, and then all the way down, back down to the main trail. But I'm gonna use two hands for this because this is really steep. I wanted to point out these really pretty red rocks above me, and then I have a whole field of them ahead. Pretty view too. Some pretty mountains and valleys here, but a whole bunch of these red rocks must have some iron in it or something. But it's really pretty. My path is through here, and then there's some cairns, the C-A-I-R-N-S, cairns. Not like Karen, like the name, but cairn is the pile of rocks. There's like a pile of rocks there that tell you the way to go, and I think the path goes down past the snowfield down there. And then we're almost to the main path. But it's a beautiful view this morning. The sunlight over the valley, just a little bit of mist or fog. A little bit of fog in the valley. We're back on the main trail. Got my poles packed up back here, and the mosquitoes are awake now, so I woke up at the perfect time to pack up and make it down that steep part where it's moving slowly, where only just a few mosquitoes were awake. Now all their friends are awake, so but I am on the main trail that's easier to go fast, so I'm gonna I thought about stopping for breakfast, but I'm not really that hungry right now, so I'm just gonna wait till I'm hungry and I'll stop for some food. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna get some of these miles in and enjoy the scenery along the way. We've come to the meltwater of that big glacier. I heard this is actually a difficult ford, so we're gonna have to find our way across here. It looks like people have taken a number of different paths. This one's not too hard, but that one is. I see some tracks going up this way, so we're gonna go up here. Oh boy. It looks like people went across this and then went over there. Is there another path? No, I think this is it. This is a little treacherous. hope I don't fall into the water. Like I gotta make it across. Okay, testing my balance. Here we go. Oh, what? I did it. Okay, we got one more. I'm gonna make it across that thing. Looking if there's an easier path over there. This doesn't look too bad. Although the wood does look a little slippery. Huh. Now over there looks pretty easy. I can just get my shoes a little wet. Yeah. I don't want to slip on wet wood. Although this looks pretty wet too. Huh. Yeah, maybe that was the best place. It's a little choices, kind of weighing the risks and benefits. See how sturdy this is. There are two. I don't even know if I'll have good traction. My shoes are a little slippery on it. Okay. That's Mount Hood, that's Oregon. In the distance. And Pahto, Mount Adams. Oh, it's a different view. This is the south view. It's pretty. So these are the two mountains that fought each other over Mount St. Helens, which is through the trees over there. And they flung rocks and lava and fire. That's the story. And they actually blocked up the Columbia River, which is in between us and Mount Hood, creating the Bridge of the Gods. You can actually still see the landslide, the evidence of the landslide. It altered the course of the river. I think I'm gonna take a break here. My leg is starting to act up, so I'm gonna take out the poles and then just kind of take it easy for the last section. I just got hopefully through hiking with this burn section. You can see lots of burned trees pretty far. Hiking through burnt forest it's always tough. A couple of reasons. I mean, it's physically difficult with the heat because the trees provide shade and they also provide moisture. They grab the moisture out of the air and create condensation, precipitation. So there's a lot of life, and it's cooler, and there's shelter from the sun. But when the forest dies, there's no more shelter from the sun, and a lot of living things die because they were relying on the forest to provide for it, the trees. And so you just get a bunch of shrubs. Also with a dead forest, the dead trees are weak in their structure because they're dead and they fall down. So it just makes it difficult, and it's difficult seeing all this death too. The fire. But I think I'm through the burnt part and I'm getting back to forest. We did it. We made it. We made it to the end. That was a marathon of hiking, literally. Well, now I am getting ready to switch gears, literally, to my faithful steed. Got my helmet, put a high-vis vest on my backpack, and I've got this GoPro setup that's for surfing. It's a mouth mount, a bite mount. So I'm gonna try it out. Let's see if we can get some. See if I can convey what it's like riding through the forest on a e-bike. We're about halfway. I was on a relatively busy Forest Service road that was paved for like half of the way, like 5 miles, and then unpaved for the other half. So I'm just getting the feel for the gravel here. I like riding on gravel. I've got essentially mountain bike tires on this e-bike. Gravel is a lot of fun because the consistency of the gravel varies very quickly. Even like if I am slightly closer to the middle of the road or the outer road is different. And then there's potholes that I can dodge or jump or go through. And there's also fewer cars. And I can hear them better too if they're coming up behind me. Right now I'm on a paved road, but it's gonna turn into a dirt road again soon. And this one doesn't have that many cars. Let's see how fast we can get this e-bike going. Pretty fast. We got up to 28 miles per hour. I can see it on the gauge here. Right now we're at 12. Here's Here's a pretty meadow. There's an information sign that says it's a rare and fragile ecosystem. There are cascade frogs. We saw that at the beginning of the hike. Zarine fritillary and Edith's checker spot butterflies, dragonflies, and a special kind of flower called the white marsh marigold and Sierra bog orchid. Those are in there. And a northern microceras, that's a yellow flower. You can see lava rocks behind there. Oh, I didn't tell about the lava. There's lava tubes here and caves you can walk into. You can get lost too. And then maybe there's other species that live in the lava tubes. There's legends of a different kind of humanoid race. This is just like scary bedtime, like fictional, but some people believe it. Story that there's like a oh, look, there's the dragonfly. That's the dragonfly that's on. It's right there. That's the dragonfly that's on this board. It says it's a black petal-tailed dragonfly. It's right here. It's very still right now. It's holding on to the stem. Cool. But there's legends that there's a advanced civilization that lives underground under Mount Shasta, and sometimes people get lost in the lava tubes and interact with them. I always find stories like that very interesting. Well, let's go a little bit on this forest road. I'll take you with me. This is gravel. I've only seen 2 motorcyclists go by, so we should be pretty safe here. Oh, that was quite the uphill. Whew. Good thing I had an electric motor assisting me. I think that's it for the uphill until we get down to the car. The nice thing about riding a bike, you can just hop off and check out the water. Well, I'm pretty close to the car, so this was a really cool adventure. I'm glad that you could come along with me on it. I guess we'll end the video here with this glacial silt river. Oh, I should go on the bridge. I'm really happy I could spend 2 days of my life out here getting to know Pahto, Mount Adams. What a beautiful mountain. What beautiful life forms live here. And I got to get to know my body too. Well, till next time.